And I thought, what? I'm not going to hide and bury myself like a rat when I could watch a hurricane passing by. So I decided to stay in my house on the hill.
Crazy.
Hello. So it's been a little while since the last episode. I've been moving around and working on some projects, but here is the latest story. It wasn't actually recorded by me, it was recorded by my friend Millie talking to her dad in Corsica, and the wonderful score is by Hayley Suviste. I hope you like it.
Okay, well, my story starts when I was a child and we used to go on holiday in Corsica. I was 11, 12, 13. We went several times and I fell in love with the place. And when we went for the last time, I swore to myself that I would go back as soon as I could. So I went back to Corsica. And there I met a professor from the University of California and his student who were working in the exact same field I was doing my master thesis in. So we became friends. And I was back the next year to start on my PhD research, and they were back too. And the third year we were together at the research station. Bob, the professor at the University of California, before he left to go back, asked me if I would be interested in coming to help him on a research program in the Caribbean. So I didn't say no. And there I went. Little did I know what would happen. It was in 1988. 1988, and the place where the research program was taking place was St. Croix Island, which is a very small, quite long but very narrow island, somewhere between Puerto Rico and Guadeloupe or something like that. Barely, a few weeks after I arrived in St. Croix, the weather forecast said, attention, a hurricane is coming. Indeed, the next day it started pouring down with rain, very thick cloud cover. By mid-afternoon, it was like night. It was so dark. And then electricity went off. So, well, I had a couple of candles, but that's all I had. And the wind started howling and howling, and at some point I thought, oh, well, I've seen what a hurricane was, and I guess this is what it is, because all the others said they come with us in the refuge, and because they have special hurricane refuge. But I said, I'm not going to bury myself down like a rat. I want to see that. And I thought, well, yeah, I've seen it. It's okay now. And in fact, it was only the beginning. It got so strong that at some point the French window leading out onto the terrace from the kitchen just blew away, disappeared. after a while, suddenly, there was no wind anymore. I thought, finally. I came out. And then, a few minutes later, boom! It started again. In fact, the eye of the hurricane had just passed over the island. And that's why the wind had dropped completely and suddenly started again. At some point, I started hearing strange noises. It was like blink, blink, bang, bang, bing, bang, bing. It took me a while to realize what it was, and what it was that it had started raining stones. The wind was so strong. But then I heard noise that was different. It was like tearing sound. And I realized it was the tiles of the roof coming off. So I thought, oh well, this is it. That's it. If the roof goes with stones raining, I'm gonna turn into mincemeat and that's the end of me. I'm dead. So I just sat on the sofa and thought, well, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do. But luckily, under the tiles, the roof tiles, there was planks. And those somehow stayed. I don't understand because there was a house just next to mine, and when I looked at it in the morning, it was flattened down, and there was a house on the other side. It had disappeared completely, except the fridge. There was nothing else. Everything had disappeared. The walls, the roof, everything, but the fridge was dead. And so that's how I thought I was dead, but I didn't.
For more stories like this, click subscribe. You've been listening to Stories for Cigarettes.